Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Just Anime People. Today we have our casual leader leading. My name is Na.
Oh, brother. My name's Dave. What's good?
Yo, I'm G Metal.
My name is Lucky.
I'm the 6'7" hairless phenom. No body hair whatsoever. Hamza.
What's good, everybody? And thank y'all for tuning into our first episode and subscribing. If you did that, shout out to you, first of all. And today, we'll be discussing a few topics that we thought of over the weeks that we thought that y'all might be interested in. So, for the first one, I would like to ask all my other hosts, what are the two main, because, we all love anime for, different things. It's a bunch of things. Like, some people love anime for strictly the action. Some people love the animation style because they may be artists as well or so, you feel me? Or some people just like having it for a vibe, like background noise, for anything treated like a podcast. So I want to ask everybody here, like my fellow podcasters, what are your two main ingredients that you need to keep you attentive to an anime all the way through? Anybody can go.
Okay. So for me, I would have to say it is between animation and storytelling. And when I say animation, I don't mean it has to be the prettiest of the bunch. Like, I appreciate great animation, but if the animation is super clean and the story is about the post-apocalyptic dirty world of Fist of the North Star,
Yeah.
no, I don't want it to be that clean. I need it to look grimy. So that's what I mean. Animation needs to match whatever story you're telling.
That's Mr. G Metal, y'all. Anybody else?
I would say for me, it has to have these two essential qualities. The characters must be good looking, particularly the guys in it. Like,
I agree.
and they have to have like that. I know, right?
I agree.
They have to have this silver hair. Because, I mean, most of the great characters always have that gray silver hair. So that's it. And the other one is just, I guess, charisma. Overall, I mean, it's just the appearance of the character for me. Graphics, that's important. I've come to realize that there are a lot of those old animes that I can't get into just because the graphics are not what I would want.
Yeah, it's too old.
Casual!
Casual! I'm
Lucky,
crying.
how about you?
Who'd you ask? You asked Ayan?
Wait, what? No, go ahead, little boy.
Oh, no, I'm going to go last. You and Hamza go before me.
I think I'm going to have to do Erica, especially the good-looking ones.
Mm-hmm.
The good-looking characters, oh my gosh. It's like you just want to step on them.
Control yourself, woman.
You're too freaky. And what's your second one?
The storytelling as well, or in the animation.
Mm-hmm.
Because with me personally, I don't mind the 90s animation. Like, I just love the graphics of the 90s and the early 2000s.
Yeah, like this, not this one in particular, because I love the story of this one, but you talking about the Sailor Moon style animation, right?
Yes.
Facts.
Yu Yu Hakusho anime, yes.
Mm-hmm. Inuyasha, all of that shit. That shit used to feel like a dream, but I was awake watching it late at night.
Like for example, Naruto came out in the early 2000s. The animation is so much better than Boruto.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, have you see how the Seven Swordsmen look, Ayan?
Huh? Pardon?
You see the swords of the Seven Swordsmen in Boruto?
Yes.
Them shits look plastic now, huh?
I can't.
Zabuza's sword used to look so scary.
And now it's trash, man.
Mm-hmm. But Hamza, what's yours? What's your two?
I said cool fighting.
Cool fighting and what?
And I would say an interesting plot. Or at least something that is interesting enough to me.
Okay.
Because, like I said, first episode, I'm more of a I read manga more than I watch anime.
Bro, it's basically the same thing. You can answer them in the same way.
Wait, so Hamza, what is the clincher for you in what are the two things that gets you hooked on a manga that you're reading?
Mm-hmm.
How cool the fighting panels look.
Okay.
And
And
if
what
they have
else?
powers.
It doesn't matter what kind of powers. Like, so what if they're demons? Okay, most demons have
Yeah,
powers.
nah.
Scratch that.
If there's no powers, it has to be some hard ass fighting, like some Baki shit, you know?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That
But
makes
if they
sense.
don't have powers, it really doesn't do it for me, not gonna lie.
I'm kind of glad with what Erica said because that kind of helps me with my answer as well. Because I was gonna say storytelling, but as important as storytelling is for me, mine is really the character charisma, and that's one of the reasons why I love Ranking the Kings. We'll get to that, but the charisma for sure, and really the style of fighting, like if the art style of the fighting, like the way it's done. Just like remember how like I said I don't like certain shows because of how like as cheesy as it sounds or as corny how the character is dressed. You feel me? It's something about the whole package. And even though it's kind of off topic, it's kind of like how some people like LeBron and some people like Kobe. But I like Kobe more because I like Kobe's style of playing. It's more fly to me. You feel me? LeBron used to give me, he don't do it no more, but he used to give me Black Air Force energy. You feel me? And that's kind of like, yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, so
I would honestly say an honorable mention for me would be Drip. If their drip is dope, I watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like my favorite manga, Hitman Reborn, has dope drip. Bleach.
Damn, bro,
everyone
you're
looks
on
like
fire.
a main character.
bad.
Bleach, everyone looks like a main character somehow, and they're not, but they look like one.
In their own right, right?
Yeah, and then JJK has drip, and I'm just like, damn.
And that's why
I love it.
That's why I really liked when you was watching what's the show called? Fuck, with the one with the tall characters, and it's the two niggas that hate each other. You watched it recently, like you just got the whole collection. I don't know why it's not. I'm forgetting the name right
The
now.
tall characters I just got.
JoJo?
Yeah, JoJo.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That was your description of JoJo?
Nah, you know me. I had a X-rated description, but I didn't want to get
Don't
canceled.
say nothing about that description because I don't even watch or read JoJo, and I knew he was talking about JoJo.
Nah, I didn't catch it because I'm like tall character.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I was
One
giving
Piece
the.
is tall.
I gave
I
the
was thinking
P.
One Piece, bro.
Nah, I gave
Yeah,
the.
that's where my head went first.
I gave the PG description because I was scared to say it the real way.
Nah, bro, you gotta talk about the stand.
I ain't gonna lie. I really was gonna say the almost gay characters. You know how they be.
Nah, they're homoerotic. They are homoerotic. It's different.
Hey
Tell
man,
them, Glenny.
we don't discriminate. I just didn't want to. You feel me? I ain't know how
Nah,
to.
there's only one actual gay character in that show.
And JoJo.
And it's Dio.
Oh, that's a fact.
I knew it. That's what you told me, Theo.
Okay,
Dio and Pucci are the only ones who are actually gay.
and based off the answers that all of y'all gave, name one show that probably displays all of these traits. Even though this is kind of asking what's your favorite anime in a sense. But you know.
Oh, definitely. Shout out to Cowboy Bebop because that's exactly what I grew to love. It was storytelling with the animation to match. It felt like you were telling a story with your animation. In comparison to just putting out what, we just picked an animator. He doesn't actually know what he's doing.
It's just the fact that he's an animator.
Yeah, no, but they really animated the shit out of Bebop.
That's a fact. Who else? Who else got an answer?
I would say recent times it would be Demon Slayer for me. I like the color contrast of the artwork, like especially when they're doing the breathing techniques.
Yeah.
I like how crisp it is. In terms of good looks, the characters look good to me. Jujutsu Kaisen also has that, especially with Gojo. But yeah,
What about you?
I would
Hamza
have
and
to
I am.
say, to me, it's Attack on Titan. I mean, that anime is a fucking masterpiece, man.
Woo!
And Eren,
I wouldn't say
Jaeger-
that.
Well, to me personally.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And
And Eren.
Don't play with them Jaegers, man.
Aaron Yeager can sit on me. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Man,
Control
what,
yourself.
what is up with this stepping on people, sitting on people? Damn. Is a hug too much to ask for?
It is.
Like it's
It
just a
happens
hug.
anything you want.
Damn.
Hell no, this
Does
nigga want a
hugs
hug.
anymore.
Sit on me.
I mean, the storyline of the anime and the animation, just everything is top tier.
I agree. Hamza, what about
I
you?
can't.
Yu Yu Hakusho, Bleach, shit like that type shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Mine's
You know, I just think
you just
another
think
major
what? My
element
bad.
not included is they gotta be able to talk shit.
I'm crying.
Yeah, okay. That's actually a good character trope.
And mine's
that they don't use enough.
I will replace something. I'm replacing the action as big as that is. I'm replacing that with the music. Because Death Note really kept me like I never thought I could watch an anime like that with little to no fighting, and it's just it gives me the same intensity as if I was watching fucking Fate/Night. It was just something about the battle between Light and L. That was just with the intense music. That shit always did it for me in a crazy way. And let's not forget Misa's always changing her outfit. Love that the most.
Fair.
F light.
You said what?
F light.
What is that?
Fuck Light Yagami for killing L.
Oh, oh, you said fuck Light. I'm crying.
Why?
Light Yagami. No, man, he killed my baby, man. Come on.
He killed the homeless looking man? Really? That's what you're mad about? That's who you call your baby? Listen.
Yeah. I'm saying fuck Light because he's just I don't know. He went out like a punk to me. You're not gonna kill all those people and just die in fear. Nigga, die with your head up. You know.
I don't know.
He didn't thug it out. What you're saying?
Yeah, he ain't thug it out. But yeah, I know nobody's in here, and a few of the listeners hasn't seen Ranking of Kings, so I'll kind of break it down of why you should watch it without any spoilers, basically. Boji, to me, and I hate to do this because it's a diss, but Boji's to me what Tanjiro was brought to the anime world to do in the right way without it being kind of cheesy to me. Because they both they're both super honorable characters. I understand that to the fault, you know? But I just feel like with Demon Slayer, they just did they just tried anything. They threw everything at you to make sure that you feel sorry for this guy and you want to be on his side, you know? Boji literally.
That's not a fair assessment.
Yeah,
Especially coming from you who's not really watched the anime.
Oh, brother. Hey, I've seen enough. I've seen enough
I'm
to.
just saying.
I've seen enough to know that, and I did started to say no offense to you know.
It's not about it taking offense or not, but like I'm not gonna say the same thing about Boji because I haven't seen it. I can't do the comparison fairly. But I'm just saying you haven't watched it, so it's not a very fair assessment. Also, I really like Tanjiro, so I
know that's what you like, huh? Yeah. I've seen the movie. I've seen enough episodes for me to decide. I'm not saying his overall character, but for me, this specific trait that I'm focusing on right now, I've seen enough of that to know that Demon Slayer threw a bunch of sad stuff at their fan base to draw the attention to the character, and that's just my opinion. Everybody doesn't have to feel the same way about it. But that's just, as far as Boji, I just feel like that's what he comes with. He can't speak. So it's just raw, pure emotion. And that's one thing I really fuck with Ranking the Kings for. And I feel like everyone should watch it. So that's pretty much it. I mean, that segment, that was pretty much quick. And this is the one that we kind of been talking about all day, me and Erica here. So everybody in the room, and y'all can also discuss this in the comments. Do y'all feel like this is like there's a lack of real dark skin roles in anime? Everyone can,
I feel like there is definitely a lack of just black characters in general. Yeah. And when they do make black characters, they really emphasize stereotypes surrounding them.
In what ways?
For example, Hajime no Ippo. good ass manga, good ass anime.
Uh-huh.
Definitely check it out. It's about a boxer and shit.
Yeah.
Some of the niggas in that, like, that they draw and shit, have some big old lips,
big ass lips,
fat ass noses, afros, shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I'm speaking as a black man with big lips, low key afro, and a bigger nose. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But nigga, not all of us are like that type shit. And I feel like on top of that, they sometimes use blackness as a power. So, for example, Aisha 21. This is another sports anime. It's about football. Pretty cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just finished reading it a few weeks ago. So the main character is a running back, right?
Yeah.
The filthiest running back in the whole thing is a nigga. And all they talk about is just like, you can't surpass the power of black genetics and shit like that. And I'm like, I'm glad, you know, they're making niggas look cool, you know, saying we're special and shit. But coming from the perspective of an athlete who has dealt with that,
mm-hmm.
you know, for those listeners, I ran track and field and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I hated people being like, oh, it's your genetics. That's the first thing people will go to is, oh, you're good because you're East African.
Like, what the hell?
And I feel like, yeah, literally zero hard work, all talent. That's what I get told. And I feel like even though, like, they're trying to, you know, bring forth black characters and shit like that, they're really doing a poor job at making them seem as, like, a whole character, because that's really the one thing they have going for them is that they're black. But you have the exceptions, like Yoruichi, that whole Thunder Village and Naruto. Like, they didn't do anything like that for those characters. But I'm just saying that's something I've seen a lot.
Yeah, Bleach did crazy.
Yoruichi married me.
I love the black characters on Bleach for sure. And the whole family in Naruto. That's a fact. Anybody else has any opinions on this topic?
I would say, if you're a casual, you wouldn't know a lot, Erica. But But in all reality, my favorite new anime is mainly dark-skinned characters and Japanese characters.
Oh shit!
Megalobox.
Oh yeah, they do got that one live dude with the tape on his face.
Well, yeah, they have tape, but the second season focuses on like a bunch of refugees who are Brazilian / Spaniards / it's a mix-up. Like, the cultures are mixed up immensely. But the characters themselves are actually really well done. And besides, like, you could just tell they don't really know about the Brazilian culture or the Spaniard culture like that, but it is still really well done. Joe's a great character. I think, I think you just gotta look out for the smaller stuff that doesn't get pushed as much.
Yeah. Because
you're not gonna get any of that stuff pushed until people start looking for it for real. Mm-hmm. Because that's not gonna be affordable. That's not gonna be MAPPA until people are looking for it for real.
That's a fact. And I feel like to what Erica was telling me today. Well, Erica, I feel like you should go after Glenn.
Wait. Okay, so basically, what the conversation went. The conversation. Oh my goodness, I can't talk.
You good?
The direction in which the conversation went earlier. Basically, my view on it was, when I watch anime, I'm not looking for a fair representation of who I am. It's an escape from the shitty world that we live in. I'm looking for.
Oh, that's a fucking fact.
So I'm looking for something different. I'm not looking in there to find black representation. No offense to whoever might take offense to this, but that's just me. I'm not looking for anything. And like Hamza said, even when they do it, you're still not happy. So what's the point? Just watch it because you enjoy it and stop looking for anything else. Be content with it. Because the truth of the matter is, if we're being honest, we all started watching anime knowing very well that there wasn't a fair representation of black people, and we chose to watch it. We promoted the industry, and now we are not happy with it. It's to me, that's just confusing. You watched it because you loved it. Why are you trying to change what you loved? I mean, but that's just me. And
But
Dave and I went back and forth about that, and it just came back to the fact that it's just me, purely me. This is my why I watch anime, and I'm not looking for anything more other than that.
and I just wanted to speak on that and say like as anime watchers, all of us, it's like every show we watch is like is based on characters feeling like they don't belong somewhere and they can't be a part of something. And no matter when people told them no and they couldn't do this, or in Naruto you only have taijutsu, you can't do what everybody else do. What they did was to still, because they cared about that culture or whatever it was, fighting or whatever it may be, they still worked hard and tried to their best to be a part of it. And I feel like that's the stance I'm taking, because I'm not like angry at it, but it's like I'm just I'm part of the hip hop community, and I feel like a lot of that happens in hip hop as well. That people don't mind, that we welcome. So it's just like, rather than making our own lane, which will eventually have to happen, I would like to, be a part of the anime community as well. If I was to, come out with my own anime or manga one day. But I still see both sides of the coin of not wanting, you feel me, letting people do what they've been doing for years and years and years, versus letting everybody do what they want. So,
Yeah, and if you, and
yeah.
when the time comes and you do release your anime, I will still watch it. I'm not watching it because I'm looking for a black factor. I'm watching it because it's good anime. It has to sell me by being good.
Understandable. You know me, I don't care about that shit either. I didn't even watch Yusuke. You feel me? I don't play that. I'm picky as well. So, I understand that. You can't just
That
sell me
shit
with
was
a.
terrible. That shit was terrible, Dave.
You feel me? You can't just sell me with a. It's a black lead. Like, huh?
Yo, Dave,
Yeah.
I got to head out, but it was fun being on the podcast, guys.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you in the next episode on my end.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah, let me introduce our new guest speaker. We got Nerds in the chat. Nerds, want to introduce yourself?
Hey, Glenn. Hey, Glenn. If you haven't left yet.
What's up?
We're pretty much done. That was pretty much the last topic. We can all really much head out. But introduce Nerds real quick, and then let's sing the song and be out of here.
Let's get Nerds' take on that, though.
Yeah.
What's good, y'all? I'm sorry. Was it? How do we feel about the lack of representation
of black representation in anime? Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so I'll be brief. I know y'all about to get up out of here, but like somebody else said, they only know us from what they see on TV. And we're in a completely different era than what we were back then, with the Dragon Ball Z's, the Gundam Wings, and the Rurouni Kenshins, and the Yu Yu Hakusho's. They only draw black people from what they saw white people drawing us as.
Yeah.
And so to say, that we're not being properly represented, they don't get to see that many black people. I mean, they see darker Japanese people. Now that is a thing, but you might not quote unquote label that person as being black.
Yeah.
Because I had an Asian person try to like, oh well, maybe they were drawing them from how the darker Asians look over from wherever respected Korea or China or Japan, and I was like, okay, that's bullshit, because you know who Muhammad Ali is, you know who Huey P. Newton was, definitely in China, you know the OJs, the Five Heartbeats, Earth, Wind, and Fire, you know all these people, and none of them look like how you draw them, so that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say we're in a better position to somewhat ask for to see more black people, but as far as Yasuke and Cannon Busters go, those is ass. And Neo Yokio from Drayden was absolute ass.
Yeah, right, Nerds. Like, it should be asked in a polite way rather than trying to bulldoze your way into their culture, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason, levels to this shit. There's a difference between Killer Bee, Rock Cage, and my man from the Force.
Mm-hmm.
And because when they I said it about 009 Cyborg, when they redrew the black dude in a later comic in the later mangas, he looked completely different. Then, like when they first started, like they always had a black person in 009 Cyborg, even though like a bunch of people said the anime fans don't even know what 009 Cyborg is, but that's another conversation for another day. I'll say even in Hunter x Hunter, when they drew that black girl, she was actually in the original in the original anime, like the one that came out in the 80s, I think. Mm-hmm. Then when they redrew it in like the 90s.
Oh, you talking about with the suit?
Yeah, the black girl.
Yeah, she's fly. I like her.
They drew her way different.
Yeah,
they drew her way different. But thanks to like a black person that helped show them how to do that shit. Like you look at her in the anime now. Go back and watch that shit how she looked in the old anime, or look how she looked in the old manga. Like they drew her with big ass. Or even in what's another one? Promised Neverland. How they drew that black lady in there. Yeah, I mean, so.
But I'm glad you said that though. I'm glad you said that though, because they do it right sometimes. Fucking my favorite is fucking Scar from Full Metal. If you want to consider him black.
Ned, you were in here earlier. What are the two things that draws you to an anime? Like the two things you look for in what has been your favorite animes in the past years?
I love that question. I don't really count Scar as black, but cause that's another conversation. We got that conversation another day. Like, who do we count as black in anime? Because Piccolo's not black. But to answer your question, I look for action, or plot. I'll say that. I look for like the plot. Is this drawing me in? Because normally I like action. An anime that pulled me in that I could actually watch without too much action was Case Closed. And then after that was Death Note, because it wasn't necessarily about the shooting, the fighting, none of that shit. It was about the cat and mouse game that Light and L were playing against each other.
Amazing rock songs in that bitch, like.
Yeah, all that stuff is nice, but man, that cat and mouse game they had. I mean, like shout out to Lelouch as well. Yeah, I need action, and I need like what's like can I relate to the character? Like, yeah. Can I relate to the main character, or can I relate to what the premise of the show is? And like that's why I fuck with Black Clover like the most, because I just love everything about that show. And just to be brief and to sum it up, like I just like that you don't have to be a royal, or you don't have to be like the crowd's favorite, but if you work your ass off and apply yourself, you could be just as good, if not better, than everybody around you. And that's why I like Black Clover so much. But I'll leave it at that.
Gotcha. Thanks for joining us. We're going to tie this up. And next week, it's going to be Glenn. He's not here, so he doesn't know, but I'll tell him later. He's going to be the one leading. He's going to give us the topics just like last week. We wouldn't know what we're talking about until he lets us know. So you would know just as we know. Thanks for joining, and have a good day.
And we're just anime people. Just anime people. Just anime people. We're just anime people.